All right, next topic.
Okay. I wanted to. I lost my. Where did I put it? How did I write this? Oh God! Come on, iMessage, refresh.
Where did you send it? To yourself?
No, I'm looking for my text to you.
Oh fuck.
It's coming up.
It can't be that far because
Oh, it's gonna be right. Holy shit! We talked about the iPhone a lot, man.
oh yeah, we did. And probably the PS
Oh,
Pro.
I found it. So my topic is this. I want to talk about job interviews. And
That's funny that you say this because there was something that came up for me, but I'll tell you after.
okay, okay. So I want to talk about job interviews and if you should study, like what you should do before and what you should say. So like when I went for my interview with the place I worked with this summer, I actually went online and typed in like corporate interview questions.
Yeah.
Like what and I wrote a bunch of them down and pre-made my answers, which is like cheating. It's like writing a cheat sheet. And they actually asked me a couple of them, and I said the answer that I wrote down, which I think was good. I don't know if it helped me get the job, but it definitely made me not sit there and stumble, go ooh, and some dumb thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, do you think doing things like that is cheating for a job interview, or you think that's acceptable? Even though not all job interviews are the same now. A lot of them, you don't know if they're going to ask you lots of previous work history or if they're going to ask you personality stuff, because that's what mine turned into that I didn't see coming at all. They asked me 2 or 3 previous, and then it was all behavioral questions, and I've never experienced before.
I don't think it's a cheating thing because like you want to try to prep as much as you can. You want to try to get the job, so you could try to get the job in any means possible
Does that
in
count
the right
lying?
context.
Does that
Right?
count lying? Would you lie?
No, I wouldn't lie because I don't know how I would even lie.
I've lied about made up scenarios, for sure,
So
for
that's
sure.
fine. That made up scenarios is fine. I think that's fine. But I mean like work experience that you don't have that you've never done and you put it on your resume or something,
Yeah, that's tricky.
right? Uh, but I also feel you try to get that job in any way you can,
If you really
right?
want it,
If
yeah,
you
I
really want
agree.
it, you're gonna study. You're gonna look up questions. You're gonna look up what you think they're gonna do. It's like studying for a test, right? But
In
it's
a
just a
sense,
verbal
yeah.
test.
Well, you know what? For you, though, it actually can be like a real test because as computer science, they're probably going to ask you to code something.
Yeah. So I had a couple interviews at EA, and the first interview was for QA, which didn't have anything like that. So I'm just gonna skip that one. The second interview was me going up there to their campus and going on a whiteboard and writing out code.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How did that go?
It was my first interview for a job,
Yeah.
so I blanked out. And one of the questions is the easiest thing: write a function that does factorial, that takes a factorial of a
Yeah, yeah,
number,
yeah.
and I totally blanked out.
Really? Oh, you must
Yeah.
have felt so shitty leaving. Like,
Oh,
man, I know how
I
to
even
do that.
told him I was like, I can't believe I did this. He's like, don't worry, this is because tell like I told him this is my first time in a job interview. Like, yeah, don't worry about it. It happens to a lot of people. It's fine.
But he's like, you didn't get the job.
I knew I didn't get the job.
Yeah. No, dude, shit like that happens.
But like it was that, and then they also asked me like more behavioral questions too,
Mhm.
like saying if you had this pitcher of water and you had to like put it into this pitcher of water, like how would you want to do it? And I think they just want to see how I would answer the question and stuff like that.
Well, I think they want to see how you think, how you like
How
problem
you react to the
solve.
stuff, right? Are you well under pressure? Are you like
Yeah.
you think the problem through first, that kind of thing, right? Problem
Yeah.
solving.
Well, they asked me a few things like that too, but they also asked me a lot of like scenarios, like if you see someone doing something wrong, do you tell on them? If you see your supervisor doing, you know what I mean, things like that.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
is like, I gave them the answer they wanted to hear, not what I really think.
But I feel like those questions are more moral questions. Like, obviously, you're gonna tell the person. Obviously, you're gonna do this. Obviously, you're gonna do that. Like, it's this. I
You
feel like
don't
those.
know me very good. I wouldn't.
No, even if you wouldn't, but
Oh shit.
a normal person would.
Oh, what the fuck? Hold on.
You're getting a call.
I'm declining it. Sorry. It was Carrie.
Like,
Sorry.
is she just like in the other room?
No, I rang on my Mac.
No, but isn't she just in the other room?
No, she's at some interview or something.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So it's just but like morally, like you just have to pick the most common sense answer, right? You
Yeah.
don't you pick the one that just everybody would say
But
for those things.
is there like a time where like you don't and you say like something you actually feel?
Unless your
Whether
fucking manager's a dick and he like steals from people.
but I mean like what happens if they ask you something and you think you know the right answer is to say A, but you feel in B. And B isn't necessarily wrong. It's just how you feel and how you would do something. Do you take that route? Do you say like I
As long
believe
as you have a
this?
good excuse of why you picked it. So you say you pick B, right? You said B, like
Yeah. Yeah,
you
yeah.
think B is the right answer, but it's actually A.
Yeah.
But if you think B is the right answer, you tell them why you pick B. Then you try to convince them
Yeah, but
why
what
that
happens
one's
if like that's just the automatic fail? Like after they're like, we can't believe he picked B, gone.
well, then you're
Like,
fucked.
I know, but that's like it could come down to like your ethics.
But I
Your
also feel
ethics
like
of
that's terrible interviewing skills then, right? Because like you gotta have an open mind when when you're interviewing people.
yeah, I guess, but dude, the interview I had with this corporation, they literally had a piece of paper that was printed that they all had the same thing of pre-made questions that they asked everyone the same. So it's like there probably is only like a certain amount of right answers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So in that situation, yeah, do I fail if I say no, I believe in B because why? Because they are only looking for A. They're only looking for people who answer A.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of I don't know, man. Interviews are a weird thing. I think once you start and like I'm not I've literally had one interview in what I would believe is a corporation where it's like huge and they have big HR teams and yada da da da. Every other job I've had's been like shitty, no name places. Like it's not a big deal. I guess the school district that wasn't really even that. They just asked me work experience and shit.
Yeah.
But like
I've had a couple of interviews. The job that I have right now, that interview wasn't even about anything really. It was like more like who am I? Like what kind of person I am,
well yeah.
and what kind of projects I've worked on, and that's it. Nothing. There was no technical things to it. Like there was nothing technical they asked.
Really? So
Yeah,
you could have
nothing.
just been a shitty coder?
I guess it's a good thing I'm not.
Oh yeah,
But
the app's only half done now.
but like the thing, I think the biggest thing was like the people that were there didn't know how to do iOS.
Yeah, so they just had to believe you.
So yeah, so it's just kind of. But then I showed them what I've worked on.
Yeah, you didn't just
Right.
lie.
Yeah, exactly. I showed them the two apps that I've been working on, and then they believe. Well, they. I was gonna say they believed me, but they saw what I could do
Yeah,
in a way, right?
yeah, yeah. I don't know, man. I just think like and do you also dog's going crazy. You also think like the way that they interview still is outdated in a sense.
Yes and no. It kind of depends on where you get interviewed, right? So if you like, so my brother interviews people,
Yeah.
right, for positions, and he told me he doesn't interview for your knowledge anymore.
No.
No, he doesn't want to like, cause like nowadays when like for our job, right, we Google a lot of things,
Every job I think Google's things.
right? So like I was sitting at work today and my app was crashing for some reason and my boss is sitting right beside me because he's like fucking around with it
Yeah.
and it crashed and I just copied the error, put it into Google, pressed enter and just looked at the results.
Yeah.
Changed the code to what it's supposed to be. It's working.
Yeah.
It's fine. I think like that he's like that kind of stuff is just common now, right? It's not how much you know. It's just how you problem solve or like what kind of what kind of work ethics you have and that kind of stuff.
Well, I think
right?
what kind
As
of
long as you know the basics,
yeah.
that's the main thing.
I think a lot of it now is like what kind of person you are too, because I think now it's like I'm doing HR now, and here, hold on one second. Let me let the dog out.
Ooh, let the dogs out.
Crazy dog. I'm doing HR now, and I'm kind of looking at it like I've worked in places. I have never really worked in an educated place. Not to say that the people I've worked with are shitty or anything. Like I've worked with lots of educated people, and lots of people who weren't educated that I think were great people and whatnot.
Yeah.
But there's been a lot of duds. And I'm kind of looking at it now as like, you're almost the general manager of a team, and you want to put together the best team that you can to get things done because it makes your life easier.
Yeah.
If you're Stan Bowman or whatever of the
Yeah,
Chicago Blackhawks,
you need the entire
build...
team to meld together.
Exactly. So that's kind of how I'm looking at it now, in a sense, is like, I don't really give a shit if you're the most qualified person or if you've done the most. You might be on paper the person I should hire or I would hire, but you're not eventually the person I will. For the simple reason, it's like, I think personality goes a huge way. If you don't get flustered easy and you don't get upset and you can work with people and they can get mad at you and you don't fight back and you calm, let's say, like, hey, let's have a calm. That is such a huge help, because once you get two people that are hot headed, it's just shit.
Yeah.
And it's like throwing a bomb in, man. Everyone around them just starts sinking too.
Yeah, exactly. Because negativity goes around everywhere,
Oh
right?
God, it spreads like wildfire, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Low morale, it spreads like wildfire.
Yeah, no, it does, and that's the one thing that I've known about work now, is that I'm always a positive person.
Yeah.
Right. I'm just a positive person, like, in general, right? And it's a good to throw that out there, because then everybody else gets a positive vibe.
Yeah.
And I just live by that. Doesn't matter if it's at work. Doesn't matter if it's here.
Yeah. No, dude. I try to too. Like, I think that's one of the reasons Carrie and me have had such a long relationship. I don't really get worked up like super easy.
Yeah.
And I don't stay mad long. Like, if we do have a fight, honestly, man, they last maybe like an hour, and then we're like laughing about it. Like, and really, like, I'm like with that with most people. Like, yeah, I might fucking get mad at something you do, but at the end of the day, it's like, I always think, God, man, they must be. I might not like one thing about them or one thing they do or one thing they said, but they probably don't like 10 things about me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I'm not perfect. God, I'm far from perfect. I've said lots of stupid things. I'm really spending a lot of time working on trying to like not be the person I used to be. Not like that I hated myself, but just how I say things and jokes I make and yada da da da. Like, you're trying to grow as a person.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I kind of think interviews, some of the way interviews are done now, are definitely like a thing of the past. Like, they need to be updated.
Yeah, they need to. Yeah,
it should be less based on what you know and who you know, and what type of person you are and how you'll fit in.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. But then again, you can lie really good, be a good liar, and become the worst worker. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but like so there has to be an aspect where you have to test them in a way that, if they know the knowledge, if they're not if they know the stuff, right? But like a lot, like that should be one aspect of it. The second aspect should be what kind of a person you are. The third aspect is like, can you work with these people?
Yeah.
With these people, right? Can you have a good working environment with them? And that's, I think, one of the main things. I think those are the three pillars, the Triforce.
Yeah, like that. That's why people should almost companies should almost do working interviews.
Yeah,
have them in for like a week, 3 days, see what happens.
Yeah, but see, that costs a lot.
No, you don't pay them. It's like interning.
Then the people are not going to work then.
They ain't getting the job then.
People aren't going to work.
I don't know, man. I think you're right, and like I try and be like that too. Just being positive in all situations, man, it's just the best thing you could be. Getting mad at people, yelling, shit like that doesn't help any situation. That's how road rage happens, and people pull guns out and shoot you.
And I see that here all the time, though. Like just like people drive. Like, I'm in the passenger seat because I don't drive, right? And I just see that kind of stuff, and I'm just thinking to myself, oh man,
yeah,
I'm glad I'm not like that.
See, you also have another factor being down there. You have like the people factor. That at times there's so many people that even if you're doing your best to be calm, 10 other people who are usually calm are losing their shit. Right?
Oh, that's so true, yeah.
But
interviews.
Yeah, interviews. We kind of we went out and came back in. It's all good.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, that's it.
Yeah, all right. You could plug in the stuff.
Man, okay, people have been adding me on Instagram. Like, I have it as private.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I wonder if there's
Why do you have it private?
I don't know, man. I just set it on private.
I think we went through this
though. So these people have been adding me, and I'm like, oh, I wonder if they're from the show. But I look, man, there's a lot of like fake girl accounts.
Oh yeah, that's all on Instagram and Twitter.
Oh my god, to me it seems more prevalent on Instagram. It's like almost every person or second person who requests to follow me is just like a fake, like a Russian horror like thing. It's kind of comical, but in a sense it's annoying because I'm always like delete.
Yeah, because I'm just like, you can follow me if you want. Like, I don't care. Right? For you, it actually sends you a notification. This person wants to follow you.
Okay, you can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat at MaximumDean. And you can follow Harv on Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat at Harv Parmar.
Yeah.
And you can follow the show on Twitter at Max Capacity Show. I never tweet from that. I just like retweet things once in a while. And I'm going to make a website on Squarespace soon. I ditched that grid thing. I actually got my money back. It was shitty. It was super shitty. You don't even know.
No, I know you were using the grid thing.
Yeah, it sucked. It sucks dick. So we'll make.
I remember you spent money on it.
Yeah, I got it all back. It was nice. Yeah, so we'll do that, make a website. But Feedburner, Instagram, not Instagram, iTunes, SoundCloud, Stitcher,
YouTube's,
Google Play. You know what? We're on Google Play.
Wow.
Yeah, just type in Maximum Capacity Show, and you can download all 50.
It's not the, right?
No, it's just Maximum Capacity Show.
Okay.
But you'll be able to download all 58 episodes soon because I'm going to put the other ones back up.
Yay!
Once we get a website and I can figure everything out. Woohoo! Yeah. Until then, goodbye.
Bye, guys.